You're listening to 182.3, Care What People Think.
Welcome back to the Care What People Think podcast with a new setup for me because, there's been a lot of changes. This is our second time recording this because I don't want to say I'm the only one that did a setup change. Ryan, I noticed that picture frame in the background.
Thank
took
you.
Him a whole Saturday to hang
Thank
up.
you
So
for all. Okay, yeah, took actually Saturday and Sunday. Thank you very much. And also for those audio listeners out there, yeah, you totally know what we're talking about. Will just didn't. Will just forgot that we're a podcast. No, it's cool. It's. I have to make a joke. I have to make one joke though.
Okay.
Will didn't become his job. He moved into his job. He's actually at work right now. That's his new setup. He no longer has a personality.
I just clocked out. I just clocked out. Yeah, my coworker's actually over to my left.
Oh,
there's a second desk. There's a second desk right there. But no, it's actually a problem of your job becoming your personality because we'll get into it, but I have realized I have a very similar pattern in the types of jobs that I get. And I guess that just reflects a bit of my personality. But, there's just in anything that you surround yourself with, people or hobbies or school or whatever, you're going to become and embody that. But before we start the episode, the thing that I'm proud of is, sorry, audio listeners, you probably can hear this, but I am proud of myself for, drum roll, please. Hold on. Wait. It's almost done. I haven't set the thing yet, so I literally.
Bro is literally giving us
a standing desk. I installed a standing desk, and that's what I'm using right now. It's a little short, just because this is as tall as it can go, and if I look forward and I'm really far away, it's really echoey, and my camera is out of frame. But
I genuinely thought you were doing a bit. Bro was I thought you were moving the camera up with you. Bro, at a standing desk. I was so confused what was happening.
Yeah, dude.
Anyway.
Yeah, so now I got to put it down because I'm gonna record the podcast like this from the bottom to be Ryan's accurate height. So, but I'm proud about that. I got this installed. I installed it. I didn't pay someone to install it. And
Bro installed the desk. Well done.
Let's go. A standing desk. And if you didn't know, or if you're a longtime lore Will Trigley YouTube watcher, I guess, I've had that same corner glass desk that I used in every YouTube video since 2017, I believe. So all the voice cracks and everything FIFA related, I've had the same desk. That's glass, which, by the way, fun fact, don't ever get a glass desk. I don't know.
That being said, it's lasted you 8 years with me, you, whoever else in the room, bro. It is indestructible. Let's just say that. Because I've heard you smash on your desk with probably your face. And honestly, dude, your desk won that battle. So
well, I could see all the cords. So I was continuously taking L's, which you don't want to see the cords underneath my desk. But I'm organizing cords. That's the next step of this raising desk. So I'm proud about that because that was all last week. On top of I got sick right after. I may sound a little sick still, but I'm pumped because it's a desk, it's wood, it's nice. It's nice. And it raises and lowers. So when I'm editing, I can actually I don't lose my posture and look.
That's what you like to see. Dude, let's fucking go. Wait, can I just say one thing before we move on? Because you said that a chord manager. All I thought about there was just like, what if that was your job title? You just went around and managed chords. Like, I know we're on this like job episode, so I'm just like, what if you were like scrolling Indeed and you just saw chord manager go around door-to-door sales, moving chords around and managing them? Like, genuinely, I don't know. That was hilarious.
It's funny because I don't think Ryan knows this. My setup, right? It's scuffed because I haven't set this up like this yet. Ryan, your camera has facial tracking on the last 5 episodes.
It does.
Oh, you did know that. So you just left it. So if you move your face around.
I kind of like it. Okay. I kind of like it. I'm not even going to lie. It just, I was thinking about taking it off, but it's kind of sexy. So
how do you turn it off? It's just in the settings of the.
Just in the settings. I honestly, I saw it and then I forgot where it was. So now you guys are stuck with me. You can see me at every angle ever. But hey, Will, what are you proud of this week?
I'm proud of that I had some vegetables. You like how I didn't?
What? This is a desk slam moment, dude. Just, because, bro, you're celebrating vegetables. You're not 12. Tell me about it.
Either way, I'm just pumped. Do you have a standing desk, by the way?
Oh, I thought that was actually genuine.
No.
Celebrating
It's still.
Okay. No, I have a desk that I bought at IKEA, which is actually pretty nice. It's not one of those like cheapy IKEA ones. It's actually pretty sturdy. I bought it honestly, I think it was the first thing I bought when I moved in. I think I bought it before food, which is kind of a problem.
Oh wow.
Because I figured, hey, I can order food. And guess what I can't do is order food when I don't have a computer. That's not true because you have phones. But I don't know. It was like my thought process of like, I need to get my PC set up. Kind of we're cooked as a generation. That's a terrible sentence for me. But no, I do not have a standing desk. I'm very jealous of you, Will. Dude, tell me, okay, this is controversial.
Yeah.
Tell me that you don't agree with this.
No.
Every single desk job, like 9 to 5, should have the option to get a standing desk.
Yes. And I have beef with why my job doesn't have any because we have 4 workers. We have 4 people on our team total in the office.
Bros in Severance. Do you know the do you know the show Severance?
Yeah, I was gonna watch it, but I haven't watched it yet.
It's literally 4 cubicles, and it looks like the most depressing. If you know what I'm talking about, you'll understand. It's the uppers and the innies and outies. That's what it is. But anyway, basically they're like second personality. They all just go down an elevator. They have a second life. And it's just 4 like people in a cubicle for however long a day. And that's all I can think about is just Will and Severance, bro.
It's ass. No, that's pretty true though. Cause standing desks are not that, they used to be a lot more. I mean, obviously you can get a really bougie one, but mine wasn't crazy bougie. I just needed a standing desk like ASAP.
Well, especially with how much editing you're doing, bro. Like that brings us into a perfect point, dude. Your job is your personality to some extent, but also it's you too.
Nah, whole extent.
Yeah. You're right, bro.
No. This is actually crazy. Okay, your job is your personality. My first main job I had for a long time, I worked at Fort Fun. I worked at a fun center, amusement park, if you will. That Fort Collins classifies Fort Fun as an amusement park, which is insane because there's not a single roller coaster. It makes no sense. There's not even 2 full floors of arcades. Whatever.
Don't forget the slides. The slides are cool.
The bumper boats. Go-karts. And that was my first job I had for a year and a half. And then my next job, I work for fucking bounce houses. Those are like the same energy. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck does that tell me about my personality? Like, damn.
You are very animated. Like, you know this too. Like, you are just that type of guy that wants to be surrounded by like cartoons, fun energy, not even necessarily like sports, but like, just like that animated vibe. And I think that's really cool, man. You've always been that way. But I only thing running through my mind is like I just pictured like the bouncy house like person. I don't even know who the hell is hiring you to do that. I can't even picture the process to do that. But they're just like, yeah, you don't have job experience because you worked at a amusement park. It's completely different. You're like, you motherfucker.
I think I put that on. No,
I
can't even remember what was on my
resume, bro.
No, I think I did. Yeah, I put Fort Fun on my resume.
Oh, I thought you meant the bouncy house.
What? Yeah, I put that on my resume. That's my job, bro. I've had it a year and 4 months. What do you mean? I'm not gonna put that on my job application for the last year and 4 months.
Are you gonna put podcaster?
Bro, my portfolio. This is my number one.
That was not a no. That was not a no.
No, but it is. If you go to my website, my portfolio. This podcast is like my first design project, the branding. I have it as one of my projects.
We have very different resumes. I'm a business student. You're a design student. It's very different. I understand where you're coming from. Genuinely, Will, we haven't talked about shit yet, dude. Honestly, I just want to run into my first topic because, dude, we talked about this last week. We used to plan things more. We used to have more free time. We used to have just a lot more like time to do things. Um,
Yeah.
my job, I would say, recently has been more of my personality, just because I feel tired when I get back from work. I also feel like everyone's like kind of moved away. Like I have my amazing girlfriend who's actually in the other room. I have to say amazing or else blink twice, right?
Knock,
No,
knock,
but
knock.
actually though, no. Like I felt like my weekends went from like group hangouts to like literally cleaning my apartment. And so um I'm honestly thinking about work more than I should be. Um and I don't know, it's not boring necessarily to like have a job and like be comfortable, but it's also just like not, what's the word?
Yeah.
Not the ideal lifestyle. You're thinking about work a lot. You're not in a
Mhm.
yacht in Malibu with fucking influencers traveling the world. I'm not saying that's the ideal life either. I'm just saying it's a very different way of thinking. I don't know if you feel that way. You've been at your job now how long? A year and a half?
Yeah, I think we're about to be in May, so a year and 4 months,
Gotcha.
which
So a
is
year and a half.
insane. It is just insane. I do not need to. My job is a very good entry level job, but not ideal for the career development that I want out of. Yeah. Ironically, I actually
Go
found
back
my
to the bouncy
job.
houses.
No, and the water slides and the bounce
Facts.
house
In an
combos
amusement park.
and the slip and slides. I literally found my job reviews on Indeed, and they were just dog shit. And I didn't even. It was funny because I saw it, and I'm like, how did I not even read these? So if you're getting to finding jobs and
Well,
you do land some jobs, read the reviews so you know kind of what
no, I'm gonna
is
play bad cop
going
here.
on.
No, I'm gonna play both cops. I'm gonna give you reality cop. This is reality
Bro's
cop, Will.
ganging up on me.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna give you facts. I don't give a shit what you say, Will. Bro went through
Oh,
350 job applications. We're not reading the reviews
220.
of, okay,
220.
sorry.
220.
220 job applications. You're not gonna be looking at the
Thank you.
reviews. You're taking money, bro. I mean,
No,
it
true.
kind of is what it is, bro. I love you, man, but there is no way you're looking at the job reviews when you're,
Well, it's
I don't know,
interesting.
not a fit for me. Only $2 over minimum wage. I could do better.
5 months,
Yeah.
5 months into searching for a job, rejecting
Yeah.
it because it has bad reviews.
to
No,
bring,
but it's
to bring up that point, wait, before that, you also complained about a new job you thought you were going to get. I have to out you
bro.
for this. This is hilarious. So what happened is Will applied for this job, which is actually not an entry job. It was actually a step, a good step up, right?
It was a good step. It was a good step up.
It was nice. There was a lot of
very good financial step up. It was
financial,
very
also benefits. It's just a lot more, a better fit, right?
Yeah.
Will thought about the drive time to and from work as a factor for taking the job. Keep in mind, he didn't get the job yet. He didn't get the job yet. That's the first problem. You didn't accept it, but you didn't get the offer. Tell me how that makes sense.
But
Okay,
it is a factor. It is a factor. It's a factor in comparison if I had other jobs. You know what? I was very excited and enthusiastic that I was going to get the role because they already reached back to me personally. I didn't get a bot message or anything. So I was like, okay, the job listing even got taken down. So like, I was like, they're not hiring any more people. They have like a list of like maybe 10 people they're going to go through. Just so happened to be that I didn't become the one they selected, but it was a factor thing in. But no, you're definitely right because I definitely jumped the gun on that.
It's
If
funny.
you don't get the job, if you don't get the job, you know that's good. That'd be like saying, "Hey, I'm just gonna buy this couch because I'm guaranteed to get this amount of money for a job I don't have yet." Like, what?
Exactly.
Don't do that. But either way, I think the I don't actually. Is this your like first like? What's the job you worked at the longest besides your?
I mean,
besides the sketchy vet.
well, yeah, so I was at the vet for like 4.5 years, 5 years or so. And then I was at Texas Roadhouse for 3.5.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah, because I literally started as a busser, then to goes, then server, and kind of broke it up year by year. So I was there for like 3.5 years. Yeah.
Damn. Because I was trying to think of like a pattern that would go through yours because I literally.
Yeah, and let me think about how many days I like that job.
I
0.
Yep. I was ready for that.
Yeah, it's because it was ass.
Well, okay. From your past job, moving on to your current job, what do you personally dislike about your work specifically? So, is there any like acronyms that are starting to piss you off, like things you can't get out of your head and you wouldn't have known unless you got this job, or like you're like you dream of you being stuck at work.
Like
because
for
that
example,
happens.
everybody. I
Yeah.
mean, for the people that don't know Texas Roadhouse, it's a country restaurant. Country music was playing 24/7. It was
Yeah.
in my dreams. I'm not even kidding, bro. Why is Luke Combs serenading me to sleep? Like, give me a
Banger.
fucking night to sleep. Okay, is that what you're trying to say though? Like,
Yeah, kind of like so another example I wanted to give is remember during the pandemic when everywhere you ever heard was quarantine, or your Zoom calls went like, you ready? There's a screenshot into 2020.
yeah.
Let me share my screen. How are we doing today, everyone? Zach, you don't seem to have your camera on. Can you turn that on?
Bro.
We have to all have our camera on.
My ears are
And,
bleeding. This isn't nostalgia. This is torture, bro. Get this shit out of my face.
Ryan, I think you're muted because I don't hear you coming through the call. We can't hear you.
That's me leaving. That's me
or when
leaving.
people wouldn't be muted and they'd just be laying there being like, bro, I'm stuck in this fucking class.
Yeah.
Fuck. The teacher's just like, Bryson, you're not muted. What the hell?
Exactly. I was just about to say, I had a girl in my accounting class and she was cussing out her boyfriend. They were getting in the biggest fight, dude. She had her camera on too. It was like propped up
What?
and like overlooking the living room, and they're like doing a full-on screaming match. And I don't know what it was. It was like going on for like 15 minutes. The teacher didn't have the authority to literally mute her. I was like, holy shit. No, but yeah, dude, you're so right. Okay, let me answer your question.
Yeah.
With my job, I work with truck drivers on the phone a lot. So they're very like to the point, direct, like they don't really beat around the bush. Sometimes I take that to my personal life and I kind of forget I'm not at work and I just kind of say shit and like, I don't mean it, but I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm good. Or like, all right, whatever. Like at like a grocery store and I'm just like, oh shit, I'm not
Like
talking
you're
to
casual.
yeah,
you're
like
too casual?
like just like in a normal conversation, I'm just kind of being a jerk, but it's just kind of like a trucker lingo, you know, where you're like just abrupt and you're to the point. And I'm not saying it's like a disrespect thing with like truck drivers. It's just kind of how it is. But I take that to like my job or like outside of my job, and I catch myself like being a little bit too abrupt and not saying please and not saying thank you. And it's kind of
okay. So let's do an example right now.
Okay.
Let's do an example. So,
check me out.
So
No. Check me out at a grocery store. I'm throwing stuff on the.
What? No, I'm the truck driver. I'm gonna be the truck driver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna be like.
No. I'll call you up. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Hey, is this Will?
Wait. You gotta ring the.
Oh.
Phone. Ring. Hello.
Hey, is this Will?
What? Yeah.
All right, man. Hey, did you make it a pickup in Virginia today?
Yeah.
Okay, man. Well, just let me know when you're out of there. Just give me a call back, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Right. Okay.
Not even a bye.
Ring.
Hello, Ryan.
I made that drop off at or pick up or whichever one at Virginia.
Oh, in Virginia?
Yeah.
Oh, is this
It's at
Will?
Virginia
Is
Boulevard,
this Will?
right?
Is this
Oh,
Will?
yeah.
Hey,
No,
don't
this is
speak over me.
Terrence.
This is Will. Right?
Oh.
Bro's lip is quivering.
You got Terrence scared there.
No, but for
Terrence is
real though.
calling.
No, okay, that was actually a really good example, dude. No, that was good.
You just
What I
dropped
mean-
the phone?
No buys, no thank yous, no nothing. Like it's kind
How
of
many calls do you do per day?
on average, probably like 180.
What?
But
Man's a
that's-
telemarketer. What do you mean?
No, but that's like me. Okay, so like for example, I was doing a tracking call with you, and what that means is just seeing if you made it to pickup, seeing if
Okay.
you got loaded at pickup, seeing if you made it to delivery, vice versa. Like, and I'm also speaking with other people booking the
Okay.
loads. I'm like, hey, did you get the full Raycon with addresses so you can tell your driver to go there? It's a whole fucking thing. But basically, the phone calls on average are probably 40 seconds. It's like
Okay.
boom, 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 boom.
So so like you would call and then I would answer and then I would be like, yeah, I made it there, and then you would hang up and then I would call you once that thing got done. So you're
if you're a good driver. Right. And then also you have the bad drivers. So I'm calling you again and I'm even more pissed off. And I'm like, Will, you didn't tell me that you got loaded, you asshole. Boom.
I told you I dropped it off. Virginia Boulevard. The desk slam is...
It's exactly crazy. Right, dude. No, but actually, no. I just bring that lingo outside of work, and sometimes I'm like, holy shit, I just said that to an elderly woman, and I'm like, she did not deserve that. So I'm going to ask you the same question, Will. I know you have 3 other people that you've seen in your life at work.
Yeah.
So
one person just quit, so we are down a team member. 25% of our staff just quit, you could say. I'm not even kidding. That actually happened on Friday.
You're hanging on by a fucking thread. Can I ask you this though? Are all like the rotten eggs out of there? Like, does everybody actually do their job? Or?
Yeah, everyone does their job. I would say like I wouldn't say there's any really rotten eggs. There's no rotten eggs. It's just a lot of people got to be shopping because it's a small company. So everyone's got a lot of hats to wear, which is great sometimes, but kind of annoying a lot of other times. Like, for example, I'm a graphic designer and a video editor. Technically, I have more video editing experience because like I edited for Rap TV for 2 years. And then I have only had professional experience doing this one job where I'm a marketing specialist, which is pretty much a whole marketing team. But like I'm trying to apply to jobs that are just graphic designer based. And I have a couple that I'm still waiting on, which is blessed. And it would actually be more ironic if I got certain ones to follow this pattern of being a fucking cartoon character in real life. But I'm putting all my hope into that, and I'm not even going to say anything or assume anything about the drive or any.
I was just about to ask, how's the drive looking, dude? Like, come on.
It's good. It is a good drive. It's close, and I applied.
Close for LA or close?
Close for normal people. And I applied on March 25th, so it has literally been over a month of hearing back, which is good in my experience because I've not had a delay this long, but. Either way, I literally had on my notes to bring up LMSMS. And then in parentheses, it says, let me share my screen. I didn't.
LMSMS. Did you make that up? There's no way that's a thing.
No, look it up. Look it up right now.
I'm not looking that up, bro. All right.
No, I'm kidding. I probably did make it up, but I know a lot of people know that was like, if it is really a thing, that's funny. But I just know that
it is not a thing. It is not a thing. It just pulls up some random ass LMMS home.
Bro, plug the website for free.
Ooh, produce music with your creating melodies? Not sponsored. Hashtag ad.
All right. Hashtag ad. Either way, a point I was going to say is you're not defined by your limitations, but how you play with them, which is low key. Apparently just had a random deep conversation with my brother a couple days ago, and he made the point of you're not defined by your limitations. I could go to work, which is my personality basically now, which sucks, and I could be like, damn, I am a nobody because I don't do the work I'm proud of, or I have to fucking deal with bouncy houses all day. You know, that's a limitation. I don't get to design as creatively as I want. Or I could look at it as I get to go to work and I get paid to watch YouTube for 50% of my shift because it's not a super crazy job. And it's fortunate that no one at the job listens to the podcast, so I can just say that. But that's playing with the limitations that we have. And
you're kind of making up benefits for yourself.
Yeah.
Which
pretty much.
I think is fair because genuinely nobody is making it through like an entry-level job with somewhat of bending the rules. Like for me, I take an hour and 15-minute lunches sometimes. And sometimes I watch YouTube on my second screen when I'm bored. And guess what? That's not in company policy. I don't give a shit because I'm working my ass off when I need to. I'm getting the work done, and I'm probably doing more work than I should in those times. So I totally get what you mean.
Is there anyone behind your monitors? Like, how do you, don't aren't you scared that someone's gonna walk behind you and be like, ring, 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 Ryan, get back
No,
to work?
no, no.
Oh, you're behind like a wall.
No, so it's like cubicles, but
Oh,
it's not like a shitty sad cubicle. It's like half glass, half like whatever. So you can still like see people, but how I have a window to my left, and then I have my cubicle kinda, and nobody
okay.
behind me. I actually have a ping pong table behind me, which I play.
Oh,
Um,
okay. That's cool.
but yeah, and then the person to my right actually has like monitor, like I have my monitors kind of blocking them, so I kind of have my own little corner.
That's lit. I got blessed as well. I am in the corner in my at my
Oh
work,
yeah.
so no one ever walks past me. So, um, I actually I can work on projects if I'm working on cards. If I'm working, I literally the YouTube video of the World Cup logo redesign that I did. I pretty much work on that entire project exclusively at work,
That's impressive, dude.
which is because my laptop sounds like it's about to take flight with its fans being so loud because my laptop's old. But like I'm
Hey,
literally just like
if you're Will's
designing.
employer, dude, I mean, you can't even be mad because he did his like he did his shit, and he
No, I
still had to.
did. No, that's the thing. I made like a whole 60-page layout and a YouTube video at the same time.
Exactly.
Like,
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm like, get your like if you get your shit done, who cares? And honestly, that brings me to a good point because I feel like sometimes I'm at work for 8 hours and I have a 1 hour lunch, right? And I genuinely think if the world was perfect, I would have an hour of work. And like if people were
yeah,
doing their other shit and people were
same.
calling me and doing the right stuff, I would have an hour of work and I'd be done with my day. But that's just not how the reality of it. I don't know if that frustrates you because with me, it
It
kind of
did.
does. It does. It still does. I'm just like, why do I have to be sitting?
It does. It more so did at first because I'm like, why the fuck does no one care? And why am I getting paid to work slower than I was taught to work and or have the ambition to work? And then after a while, I'm just like, the game's the game, and I guess I'll just play it and then just do the overachieving stuff at home. And kind of like I said with the limitations, like I just have to play with them. Like if I'm brain like at work now with my current project, I can't work on it at work, but I can do research on it. I can write notes on it. I always write the notes to like podcast episodes the like days before in or on my laptop. So like I'm still being productive outside of work at work. So it feels more worth my time because that is frustrating. You're
Yeah,
like, bro, I'm getting paid to breathe, but it's not enough money where it's like I would be comfortable just breathing here. So I want to do
exactly. And
something.
it's like, I will give you back my $20 just so I can have this next hour off. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm just like that. I'm just like, it hits 2 p.m. and I have like 3 more hours. I'm like, dude, why am I here? Like, this is a joke. And
Bro stands up to go to a 2 hour bathroom break.
yeah,
I got
deadass, dude.
lost in the halls.
There's been multiple times, this is fucked up, but I literally just go outside on a walk and I just don't come back for like an hour. And I'm just like, and my coworkers come back and they're just like, where have you been? I'm just like, in the bathroom. What do you mean? I don't give a shit, dude. Because guess
Ain't
what?
no way.
Because I sometimes forget what it feels like to be bored. And that sounds confusing right now. But I was so bored and spontaneous after college for like 6 months. And what I mean by that is I didn't have a job and I was just like kind of doing my own thing. I was so
Mm,
much more in tune with like how I was living and like the small things. And when I realized like when I think of work is everything, I've lost it, in my opinion. Because I have already started to feel like rest is feeling wrong. I feel like I'm like
yeah.
kind of a failure sometimes when I'm like resting instead of grinding. And I don't
Yeah.
want to be Ashton Hall waking up at 4 a.m. Dunking my head in ice water, bro. Isn't that his name, Ashton Hall?
I have no clue.
I'm pretty sure,
No
dude. Bro
clue.
doesn't sleep. He wakes up, dunks his head in water, ice water, and then works out for 23 hours and does the same shit when he wakes up. And what I'm trying to say is like being a workaholic is okay to some extent, but you also like I think relationships suffer. I think friends,
Yeah.
family, romantic stuff even like becomes background noise. And I don't want my life to be put on hold for a paycheck. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. No, I definitely feel that.
My basically my point, yeah, was like, yeah, what do we lose when work is everything?
What are we doing? What are we doing here? What are we
Yeah,
doing at this job?
what are we doing here, bro?
what's
Like
what's the point?
literally, bro. No, and
That
if I asked my boss that, he would be like, "Well, you're here to get paid." That's
yeah.
probably the point, dude. It's
That's
not
funny.
like
I didn't know
we're changing the world.
yeah. I didn't know you could leave. I thought that was my job only. I literally in one of the Indeed reviews that someone gave my job, they're like, "I love how there's unlimited coffee breaks." I literally could go walk outside and say that I could actually take this to such a crazy extent. Ask me, be my coworker and ask me. Be like,
Hey,
I'm just
Will.
walking. Yeah, I'm gonna walk in.
Oh, hey, Will. Where are you going? Wait, like you're asking me
Like
like.
I just came back. Like I just came back
Oh,
from
okay.
a
I was
really
gonna be
long
like,
break.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, hey, Will. Where have you been, man? It's been a little while.
Oh, I was I just went outside. I had to go on a walk because I was on a phone call with my brother because our dog just got put down. So I was on the phone with him for a while because I had to, it was our first dog, so I had to talk him through because, he's my younger brother. He's like 10 years younger, so it's like really hard for him. So I went back and forth. I walked for like 45 minutes. But then also I noticed that there was a buy one
Hey,
get one
Will. I
free
actually
for
don't really
coffee.
care that much. Genuinely, I don't give a shit. Just sit back down at your desk, bro. I don't really care.
Oh, well, I'm telling you because I have to. I'm getting a call right now, actually.
Oh, okay. We'll see you in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I
dude,
didn't
like
mean to take.
the normal coworker would say like I don't give a fuck because they don't give a
I
shit.
I would not have gone to that extent. The point
Yeah.
is, I could have played it out where it's like, oh, I was on a phone call with my doctor or something like I could. I could. I don't choose to because I would rather watch YouTube than walk outside for 45 minutes because I have that freedom. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That sounded like you needed to touch grass, but it's
Yeah,
okay.
I was ready for that.
No, it's okay. But honestly, man, I don't have too much more. I just think it's dangerous to like feel not dangerous necessarily, but like you gotta understand there's a line and you can be a workaholic for all like if that's just what you want to be, you can still be a healthy workaholic. I think Will still values time with his girlfriend Paris, takes time to do activities that aren't just work, and
Yep.
you're probably not thinking about it 24/7 when you're out of work. And I know you're all about that grind, but there are people out there, even myself, I've like realized that I'm like I'm kind of living my job outside of work and I'm like planning for the next day at work and that's
Mhm.
unhealthy. So just making sure that there's a line and you are aware of it. Um,
Mhm.
you have
No,
anything else?
the last thing I was gonna say is when you get 9 to 5, it feels like when you become the round version of SpongeBob, where he's just like, "Hi, how are you?" And he just becomes the cubicle version behind. Like his whole
Yes.
personality of who everyone loved got shaped because of this shitty job that is societally normed, at least through time.
That
So
is
yeah,
such a good dude. That's such a good
don't let it get
example,
you.
man. I I kind of want to like build on that for a second, bro. Like
Do it.
not necessarily like just SpongeBob, but it relates to like how people look in a 9 to 5. If you look at this is kind of fucked up. If you look at a 30-year-old that is like looking pretty good, has like abs and stuff and healthy and tan, or somebody that is overweight and looks depressed, what one do you think works a 9 to 5 job?
I do.
No, but between the two, Will, between those two people, what one would you choose? What would your bet be on?
um,
I agree. It's the
Probably
person that is overweight. Yes.
the.
No, and that is like, I mean, hey, that's just kind of the reality of it. But like, don't let a desk job like that and like what the norm is, yeah, shape who you are. I think that's a great ass um, example, Will. So, damn, don't just be
Understand.
real SpongeBob, dude. Don't be around
Yeah.
round Bob. So, anyway, man, we talked about like the highlights of this episode, but seriously, just don't let it consume you. Talk to somebody that like will just get you out of the workplace. Like coworkers aren't going to be that help, but like even family, friends that have no tie to work, I think that's huge. Just making time to be outside and do healthy things for it, eating well, sleeping well. not listening to country music when you worked at a country restaurant, that is huge. But no, I'm joking, but it's a good message. And we really have been loving the support. Will didn't say it in the intro, but holy shit, we love you guys. It's awesome. People have been like asking about what like we do, and I don't even know what to tell them because every week is so different. And I just thank you guys.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then also just make sure to follow us on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, with video, audio, whatever it is. It's awesome. And yeah, thank you for listening. And remember, care what people think. We'll see you next week.
See you next week on 182.3.